Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. When you get in the broadcast, I know it's very, very late, but it is a very, very important broadcast tonight. If you can share it, I'm posing a question. I have been thinking about something all evening, and something just dawned on me. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but my gut feeling tells me we have missed something, and it is time we will look at it. 1 minute, let me just check. Good evening. As you're coming in, please do go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We'd really need your help in spreading this message. It's very, very, very important. We have missed something, and I want to make sure that we are able to deal with this and to be able to confront it and ask ourselves really cogent and pertinent questions. There are certain things that we have missed. Sorry about it. I have not been able to go and sleep. It has been bothering me, and suddenly it has all made a lot of sense. So if you're joining me for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube now. I know it's late, but I would really like your help in getting this message out there. Now let's go and do something. Now, so we're gonna do this now. We're gonna do this. So I'm gonna make it work. So we will get this up and running in due course, but do bear with me. Good evening and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to make this bigger for now. Good evening to you all. I have a big question to ask every one of us, and it is for all of us to look at this question and really think what is going on. We have missed the boat. We have really not been looking at what's been going on. And I think this is now is the time for us to really ask the questions. What is 2023 elections really about? We have missed that question now, and we must ask. So I want to ask you all, those of you joining me, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. I'd really appreciate your thoughts and comments. Good evening. Welcome. Yeah. Parties. No, I'm not interested in parties. Oh, no. I'm not. I'm going somewhere. I'm not interested in parties. Oh, no. I'm trying to make us aware. We have missed something. All of us has missed something. And I'm going to try and explain it in due course. But in the meantime, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. I'd really appreciate your help. And I thank those of you that have joined us. I need to explain it in this point of view, particularly with the electoral law that they passed now. There are some things that we need to unpack and really understand. I will explain it like this. You know, they recently passed this, they made an amendment. They were making an amendment to the electoral law. And everybody was, oh, yes, we've done it. You know, yes, they've done it. And some people are even happy. Please don't forget to go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. It is really important. The messages that we're going to be sharing tonight are really important message, and it's something for each and every one of us to think about. So please go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Click on the link, help us spread the message. We've been doing a few things. One of the things I'd like you all to do, this is a task for all of us. Any information that you get that is very, very relevant, that can be useful to your people, start translating it in their language. Do as much as you can to translate the message in their language, because a lot of people don't fully understand English, and sometimes they just think, oh, it's nothing to do with them, but it's impacting us. This evening, for example, I have translated the Ahmadu Bello message. The message where the new nation called Nigeria shall be a state of our grandfather. We will use the willing to the North as willing tools, and the South as conquered territory. I never allow them to rule over us. I never allow them to have a control of their own destiny. That is a message we have translated to Yoruba, and I've actually told my people, and it's on the Dudua TV radio as I speak. And I would urge everybody, please go ahead in your languages. Let people understand. It's only a 5-minute video. I will play it maybe as we go through this broadcast. But that is the kind of things that we should be doing as people and as individuals. We need to be taking steps like that. It's not good talking. It's no good just talking without having proper action. Something that people can listen to. A 5-minute video, spreading in our towns and villages can alert our people. We are in grave danger. We are in grave danger. And I want us to be alert to this danger. Now, here is what I put to you. The picture I showed you before at the beginning, I'm going to bring that picture back. And I will be bringing some lines within the amendment. And it ties into Bala Muhammad, what he said. Now, before I do that, let me go and get that picture out for you first, so that you can see what is going on. You know, they talked about elections. We have all missed this, myself included. But suddenly the penny dropped tonight, and we are in grave danger. We are in grave, I kid you not. We are all in seriously grave danger. And I'll explain to you why in just a few minutes. Now, let me, I'm trying to get this picture thing so I can show you, so you can get it. Now, this picture will come up. I'm hoping it will. This is a picture that I want you to see. Now, all of us, these are terrorists that the government has pardoned. These are some of you all know that many of the government has pardoned so many terrorists. You all know that. You all recall that the federal government, the army, the military, they have pardoned a lot of terrorists. When they pardon them, where do they go? Where does the government put them? Is it not in our communities? Oftentimes, where they have killed people and chased them away from the communities, these terrorists are there. A case in point, Mark Billa tried to table a motion whereby the people of Tiv people were being killed in Tiv land in the Middle Belt, and Ahmed Wase wouldn't let them table it. This is because they didn't want the people to be able to return back to their land. This is happening all over that contraption we call Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is happening all over contraption Nigeria right now. What I am trying to tell you is this. All of this stuff about electoral amendment is a ruse. Nobody can guarantee that a true indigene is going to be able to vote, because many communities have been destroyed by the terrorists. The terrorists are staying there. And here is something I want us to think about tonight. We may not have thought about it. Here is something we should all think about. Every time the government or the army says they've pardoned the terrorists without putting them into jail or giving them, taking them through the courts, what happens to them? How do we know that they have not been given PVC? I want you to think about that. How do we know that all the terrorists that are in our community right now, how do we know that they have not been given PVCs? We all need to, this is a serious point. If this resonates with you, please share it. Please share it. I would like people to call in if possible at some point. But I'm just showing you. These are people, they say surrender and be free, surrender and leave. These are terrorists that the government have released. They released 1,000 terrorists have been pardoned. This one have been pardoned. They pardon and pardon. As early as in August 2021, they pardoned many. They pardoned terrorists, such as you see in this picture. The question I'm asking you is this. Many of them, they are not from Nigeria. They've come into Nigeria. And you know why they've come into Nigeria? Here's why. Now, listen to this. Under the guise of being Fulani farmers, the Fulani, Governor Bala, they welcome Fulanis. Oh, they're pastoralists. Oh, they are just they are killers. The government asked them to come in to clear our land. Now, when they clear each of those areas, we need people voting. The people who can vote are the people who are going to be in that place. If you're not there, you can't vote. You can't get PVC. These guys, the government is in control of the PVC system. The government is in control of everything. So they'll give PVC to the terrorists to vote. Who do you think is going to win the election? This is why we keep telling you all. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. Let me just switch. I'm sorry, I was trying to, I'm not going to, I'll keep my voice down because it's late, but I just want us all to really think about what I've just said now. I don't know how you think about, what you feel about this, but what are your thoughts? I just wanted to, can you see where I'm going? Now let me play you something that Bala Mohammed was saying here. I'll play you a lot of his speech and I'm going to be showing you some pictures in between. Let's go here. Now,
swage, and of course we will participate in a manner that will bring.
Now let's listen to the beginning.
Mr. Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi State, thank you for coming on this morning.
And we'll dissect this and we'll talk about it.
Well, let's start off with this national livestock transformation. We understand, yes, NEC decided upon it. They came to that decision. They agreed among themselves. The modality is how it needs to.
You see, that is the route they came in. Bala Mohammed said they are talking about livestock. Oh, the Fulanis, they just like you, pastoralists. They are coming in. We have a lot of forest. He even said we have a lot of forest. Those forests can be taken over. They can be there. And they are also Nigerians. Are you following what is going on? Are you following? Because what will happen if we allow elections to take place? Already the game is up. Already the game is up. The people who can vote in our communities, you cannot vote if you are not in your community. You are chased away. Is it you who have been killed, who have been chased away, that will have a time to go and vote? And they will be doing the voting whilst our people are being chased away. And the people who are doing the killing, I guarantee you, if you go and look at all of the terrorists, they have got PVC cards. They have all got PVC cards. All of them. They have all got PVC because the government, remember, they kept pardoning them and they were giving them homes. They showed videos. Well, they said, and the general said they can conceive a time where a Boko Haram can be a president of Nigeria. Tell me if I'm lying, no. Let me see if I can find that video for you. Tell me if what I'm saying is not true. What I'm telling us now, this is even beyond whether or not we're voting for 2023. I am saying it is incumbent on us now to redouble our efforts to go for referendum because the government have set the scene. If we ever, I'm telling you, number one, we have to go for referendum because the constitution is a fraud. But on top of that fraud, what the government has done by allowing terrorists to chase us away from our properties, away from our, and they're all around us, away from us, from our land, is to make sure that we will never have the numbers, the indigenous people will never be able to vote. And all of the terrorists that you see walking around now, they're not Nigerians, but they have PVC cards. Because as they are being when they say they are pardoning them, they are taking their name, they're giving them a PVC card. Whereas you, an indigene, you will not have a PVC card. You will not. And they're going to give it to them for free. They are already giving it to them for free because they need them for this election. We, the Southerners, here is another reason why we cannot afford to let the next election take place under this fraudulent constitution. They have not only killed us, but they've put many terrorists in they are all over the country. They are all over. They're living in bushes. Some places people cannot go to. All of them, I guarantee you, they have got PVC cards. We didn't wake up to what was going on. Please, my people, we need to wake up. This is the danger that we face. If anybody doubts me, think about what I'm saying. Let me just play you the video of the general who said he can conceive a time when a Boko Haram can be the president of Nigeria. General B or something. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it. I'll play that to you. So to tell you that these guys, they have planned this. These guys are...
Why dating a young Latin woman is a good option?
Man, we have been played big time. We have all been played big time. I am telling you now, you go and look at the people you call terrorists. Many of them that should have been prosecuted. Instead of the government prosecuting them, they've given them PVCs that many citizens will not have. I want you to think about that. You know, I want you to just think about what I'm saying. We are in really dangerous times now because our land is at risk. Many of you would have seen me talk about the fact that the three colonial countries, Germany, France, and UK, in the 1800s, they were fighting about our land because it was the most valuable part of the continent. They were fighting for it. Germans almost got it, but the Chancellor Bismarck lost elections, so he couldn't carry on. And that left the way open for the British to come and take our territory, which is our land. These are things in black and white. I will try and show you about that. Now, what I'm telling you now is the same thing is what the Fulanis are doing. The terrorists, by the busload, many of us did not connect the dots. You will see terrorists being bussed into all the south. They have been in trailers. Let's see if I can find... I want you to just think about what I'm saying. You will know it makes sense. I want you will see it makes sense. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. I want you to listen to this. They planned this. This is planned. I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen. Now, listen to this. This is part of their plan. And I am telling you, it is already in place. We haven't got time to waste. We need to wake our people up. This is where the best thing we can do for us right now is vigilante groups. We need vigilante groups. Urgently. We are in deep waters. We might as well say it now. Now, I am going to play the general and you will hear him. There was a reason why he was saying that. We didn't understand. And I'm telling you, the same military were pardoning the terrorists. And as they were pardoning them, they are giving them PVC. Are you following me? Is it making sense to you now? Let us listen to him.
For those of them that will listen to the words of wisdom, that will listen and think as a true Nigerian, the best for them is to lay their arms. It is the only way that we can move forward. But as a professional soldier, we will continue to do
Listen.
what we know best.
All of this is a
doing,
game.
and
We've
that is
been
to continue
played.
to project our effort.
We have
in
all
a
been played.
more than determined
Keep
effort.
listening.
We will continue to do that. We will not be distracted by some of the activities of our detractors, by the activities of some of the collaborators. Nigeria deserves peace. Northeast deserves peace. The people of Borno deserve peace. Because it is only when there is peace, there will be development. And it is time now. And that is why I capped it up, that there's time for everything. If we have been in times of difficulties for over 8 years, it is time now for us to celebrate peace. For everyone, you need to come on board. Boko Haram should lay their arms unconditionally.
Listen.
And be accepted in the community. Opportunities are out there.
Did you hear that? Boko Haram should lay down their arms and be accepted in the community. Without a paperwork to say, okay, you know what, you've been rehabilitated. Now there's a record of people. How many of them have been given PVC cards? How many? How many of them have been given PVC cards? Now listen to what he's going to say now. Listen to this.
For them, they can be rehabilitated. An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country.
Did you hear that? An ex-Boko Haram stands to be a president of this country. This is being said by the military. Who are the military again? Who are the heads of the military? Are they not all Fulanis? Majority of them. When any southerner tries to say anything against this, they're snuffed out. The Fulani now arresting, trying to control Fulani terrorists and say, okay, we are not going to let you go through the court system. We are just going to say you've been pardoned. No process whatsoever. None of the Boko Haram terrorists, Fulani terrorists have gone through any court system. But we Southerners, we are put through the court system. A record, a fine, judgment, all of it is all on Southerners. Are you following me? And they said, when he said that, it didn't make sense at the time, that they could conceive a time when Boko Haram can be the president of Nigeria. Is it not happening? Any election that you have now, terrorists are in our midst. And what is worse, the government has given them PVCs. My people, listen again. Let me play it again. They laid the scene. Watch.
He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country.
Did you see that? He stands to be president of this country. What does that tell you? So what they will do, many of our Mumu southern leaders, they think they are in control. Carry on. You will go and contest for elections. The people who can vote, it's a bit with the people who will be in your community. But when they've chased away half of them, the people who have chased them away, who are they? Are they not the Fulani terrorists? And who are they going to vote for? The person that gave them the PVC. Can you not see that this country is now Fulanized now? Is what I'm saying making sense? Type 1 if what I'm saying is making sense. Please, let's reason together. Please. I want us all to reason together. Let us reason together. I'm going to open the phone lines. And if people want to call in, let us reason together. Because this is something that it suddenly, it was bothering me and I couldn't put my finger on it. And suddenly, there it was. Neki, thank you very much. Suddenly, there it was. Bala Mohammed came when he said, oh, we should let the Fulanis in. They are pastoralists. This was all part of the groundwork. A Fulani man is a Bayelsan. An African Fulani can be a Nigerian. They were opening the door. They not closed any of the borders. We are in serious danger. If we didn't know it then, now I am alerting us all. We are in serious danger because the people who will be queuing and voting with you in any election in any part of Nigeria will be terrorists with PVC card. Tell me how you're going to win an election. All of this stuff, they are going to play all of these people. I'm telling you, they will tell you an Igbo man is going to be the next president. They will say, they will even promote him. These guys will promote him, vote for him. That is why in the south, in the north, they're saying, yes, we want a southerner. We want a southerner. Because they want you to believe in that process. In the meantime, they are killing your people every day. They're clearing the ground. So continue to believe it. All these politicians, you are not going to win. Zip. Watch. If we do not get our acts together and go for a referendum, we will all be shocked. We have been played. We have been played good and proper. Listen again to his words. Listen. And he's not been removed from government. He's not been retired. He's a military man, said it in open. But we didn't understand. Listen.
Having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time when he cannot even deliver? We will do that. But we have appealed.
Why is he wasting his time when he cannot do that? When he cannot deliver? We will do that. They are telling you that they are going to deliver that country. It will become a Fulani nation. Because all over the south now, they are killing southerners. They are in our forests. And the only way they could have been in our forests is because with the support of the army and the government to kill, to take away our land. And it is in preparation for 2023 elections. I guarantee you. It is in preparation for the 2023 elections. Because I guarantee you, many southerners, two things will happen. Is it you that cannot feed yourself that will think of voting? Or the ones that they would have killed in certain communities, they would have killed. They know that they map the area. They're in control of everything. So they will know certain areas to target to make sure that they kill the people. Yes, Esheon, Samson Adekunle. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Please do go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. It is very important. The messages that we're sending here are things you will not find anywhere else. We need your help in getting that message out there. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, so that we can get this information out there. What we're saying to you is on top of what Bala Mohammed said. Let us make this smaller, and I'll bring you what Bala Mohammed said. Listen to the words of Bala Mohammed now.
Work, but help us understand this. First of all, has your state, you're not one of the pilot states, are you?
No, we are not one of the pilots, but having seen that we are in that part of the savannah and in Nigeria, and of course we have most of the pastoralists in our state.
You see, they call them pastoralists. They are pure terrorists. They were laying the ground for what they were doing. They softened us. Oh, they are Fulani pastoralists. Let them in. But they were giving them... What is the pastoralist doing with AK-47? Tell me. What is a pastoralist? Fulani herders that we need to know. They walk around with a knife and with their stick. But they are walking... And this governor was supporting them having guns to protect themselves and their cows. Against what? You are going into the southern lands and you are taking our land and you are killing us. Let's listen on. We've been played big time. We've been played. This next election, any southerner that believes, oh, look, these guys are playing us. They are even going to support us. They will say, yes, we've zoned it to the south. The south can take the presidency. They will promote the next aspirant from the south. They will, look, a Fulani man will stand next to him. They will say, this man is, they will lift his hand up. I guarantee you, if this election holds, the next president is going to be a Fulani man. Because why? Let me show you. They told you before. You're not listening. You better listen. Let me show you. This one here. Listen to his words, oh. It will come to pass. You guys will say it after Citizen AY. It will come to pass if we don't take action. Listen.
He stands to aspire to any position in this country.
Listen, no. Let me play it again.
Away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country.
Did you hear that? Now, if he were in a sane country, every terrorist who was a foreigner would be kicked out. Tell me, how many have they kicked out any of the Boko Haram? Thousands of them are in our communities right now. And they all have I can guarantee you, they've all got PVC. Their job is to weaken the electoral system, to make sure that in every town, even Lagos, Ogun, anywhere you mention, anywhere in the south, there's no guarantee for anybody of our southern leaders that they will win any seat. That is the danger we face. When we were saying it, speak up for your people, these guys won't listen. Look, the game is set. I'm saying it now, so that when it happens, people will come and say, Citizen AY said it. What will happen is, I'm telling you, El Rufai and others, Kwakwanso, they are going to bring to you a southerner, Igbo man or whatever. They will bring him. They will say, we support this man. We support them. They will say, we support southerners. But how are you going to win an election if your people cannot vote? How? The people that will be doing most of the voting are going to be the terrorists. That is what we are faced with right now. And this is why we keep talking about the need for us to go for referendum. We cannot allow that election to take place on two fronts. Number one, the Constitution is a fraud. Number two, even if we are going to close our nose and try to vote, we are already outnumbered by these people. Not necessarily in numbers, but what they would also do, the government will make it difficult for southerners to get PVCs. You guys don't get the game that these guys have played. They played us good up, and our mumu so-called politicians are sitting there. Yes, we support it. We want the... You've been played. You've been played. We have all been played. But there is a way for us out. And that way out is via a referendum. And we need to put pressure. I'm going to show you a video of what I've done myself. I'm not just talking. Let me show you the video of what I have done as a thing to help in Yoruba, to explain a situation about the plans and the aims of the Fulani governance and the Fulani agenda in Yoruba. Let me show you what I mean. These are the kind of things that I expect to see from everybody in the South, so that we can wake our people up. A 5-minute video to try and explain to them in their language that they understand. Because we have to understand, when you write something in English, our people don't fully understand it unless you've gone and read and studied. Let me show you what I mean. Now is not the time for grandstanding. We need to wake our people up. And we have to have vigilante groups. Now, the vigilante groups now, it's not a question of just protecting themselves. We cannot afford to have these terrorists in our area. For as long as they are there, right until the time, if the election was to take place, they are a threat not only physically, but politically, they are a threat now. Politically, the terrorists are also a threat because they are allowed to vote. Because the PVC card, if you go and check them, when you search them, they have PVC cards. Now, let me get you this video. I'm trying to get the video. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to... we are really in the thick of it. Whilst we are busy fighting, we haven't got time to fight ourselves, my people. We haven't got time to fight ourselves. They have set everything up. This man was telling us, oh, they are defenseless, they are Fulani. No Fulani. Which country will allow people, foreigners, to come in and tell us, oh, they are part of us? What that means is that they are going to take our land. You don't get it. And that's the plan that they're doing now. Now, oh God, please come on. Sorry. I'm sorry for my use of, I'm a bit frustrated right now because what I want to come out is not showing and I really want it to come out. But I might have to do it another way. Okay, if it doesn't come out that way, there's another way I can do it. But I'm going to show you the video. Either way, you will see the video tonight. It's going to be on YouTube. Let's get... okay, it's on there. That's fine. It's okay. That's all right. Now, oh God. Okay. Sorry. I'm just. Let me quickly get. Good evening to you, my brothers. You're watching us on. What I want to come out is not showing, and I really want it to come out, but I might have to do it another way. 1 second. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. Let me just get this out. I will play you the video because we need to see what is being done. The video is only 5 minutes long, and I want us to really understand what we're doing. How we do this. Oh, sorry. Oh, close player. Okay, now I'm going to bring it out here. It's going to be Yoruba. Now, I'll play it for 5 minutes. Now, those of you that will not hear Yoruba, you may not follow. But this is the kind of thing that I would expect us as Yorubas, as Igbos, as Efiks, and as Ibibios, or, you know, whatever language, T people, you know, in our dialects, our languages, to do, to sensitize our people. Now, let's watch. It's only for 5 minutes. Let's go. Let me go ahead. Àwòrán tó wà lórí tí ẹ̀ ń rí yìí ó jẹ́ àwòrán tó ṣe pàtàkì kan tí gbogbo àwa ọmọ káàrọ̀ oòjíire láti mọ̀ pa ẹ̀ káàrọ̀ oòjíire láti mọ̀ pa ẹ̀ arákùnrin tí ẹ̀ ń wò mí báyìí òun náà ń pè ní Amadu Bello ara àwọn bòròró tí wọ́n fún wa wàhálà ńlẹ̀ wa òun rèé o. Ó kọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo máa kà yìí ó kọ ní 1960. Ó ní òun ni ọmọ tó ń pè ní Madam Fodio. Mo kọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní èdè Yorùbá, atúmọ̀ ẹ̀ sí èdè Yorùbá torí àkókò tó kí àwa ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ wa ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní mọ̀ pé ewu ń bẹ lóko lóńgẹ́ bọ́n ṣe ń sọ lóńgẹ́ gan fúnra ẹ̀ ewu náà ni ṣọ́rọ̀ mi ń yé yín. Ẹ wò àsìkò ti tó. À ń wá gbogbo ọ̀nà tá a máa fi sọ wájí náà ni a ti túmọ̀ ẹ̀ sí èdè wa òun náà lè rí. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n kà fún yín. Tá bá ṣe tán màá tún gbé sókè kẹ́ lè rí dára fúnra yín. Màá jẹ́ kó kéré so ẹ lè rí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rí fúnra yín kí ó lè yé ẹ̀yin náà. Ṣọ́rọ̀ mi yé yín. Màá ṣe báyìí. ń bọ̀ ó ṣáà fún mi sùúrù. Màá dá padà síbẹ̀ yẹn sìn. Òun rèé. Tó ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lọ báyìí. Nǹkan tí ó sọ nìyí o. Èròǹgbà ọkàn wọn là ń sọ yìí. À ń túmọ̀ sí èdè Yorùbá torí àwọn kan wọ́n lè má gbọ́ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ẹ lè má kọ̀bi ara sí ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n ń sọ. Àmọ́ mo fẹ́ a gbìyànjú ká túmọ̀ sí èdè Yorùbá. Ẹ gbọ́ o. Orúkọ ọ̀gbẹ́ni náà ẹni tẹ́ ń wò yìí Amadu Bello ó ti ṣaláìsí o. Àmọ́ kó tó lọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó kọ́lẹ̀ tí àwọn ìran tó ń tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn tó ń tẹ̀lé gbọ̀ngbọ̀n òun lè máa gbọ́ yìí o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ó lọ báyìí. Ó ní orílẹ̀-èdè tuntun tí à ń pè ní Nàìjíríà yẹ kí ó jẹ́ ohun ìní tiwa láti ọwọ́ baba ńlá wa Madam Fodio. A gbọ́dọ̀ láàánú ìdílọ́wọ́ ìyípadà agbára. A lo àwọn nǹkan ti àríwá bíi ìṣetán irinṣẹ́ àti àwọn gúúsù ìyẹn èmi àtẹ̀yìn o ṣe mọ̀ pé gúúsù làwa ti wá bíi agbègbè tí a ti ṣẹ́gun wọn àti má ṣe jẹ́ kí wọ́n jọba lórí wa. Ṣé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ o? A kò sì gbà wọ́n láàyè ní ìṣàkóso lórí ọjọ́ iwájú wọn. lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí màá tún kà. Mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ẹ jẹ́ ká ro ọ̀rọ̀ yìí àròjinlẹ̀ ni a fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ro ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì torí wọ́n ti wọlé tán sí wa lára. Tá a bá sọ jí lápapọ̀ wa àyè ṣì wà láti gbára wa kúrò ní oko ẹrú pátápátá aláti gba referendum àmọ́ tá a bá sọ jí Ọlọ́run má jà rí burúkú àwọn ọ̀randíran wa wọn tún gbọ́dọ̀ wà ní oko ẹrú táwa náà wà abẹ́mọ̀ kó oko ẹrú la wà ní ẹ jọ̀ọ́ o ẹ jẹ́ ká tún sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Orílẹ̀-èdè tuntun tí à ń pè ní Nàìjíríà yẹ kí ó jẹ́ ohun ìní tiwa láti ọwọ́ baba ńlá wa Usman Dan Fodio. A gbọ́dọ̀ láàánú ìdílọ́wọ́ ìyípadà agbára. À lo àwọn nǹkan ti àríwá bíi ṣetán irinṣẹ́ àti àwọn gúúsù bíi agbègbè tí a ti ṣẹ́gun wọn àti má ṣe jẹ́ kí wọ́n jọba lórí wa. Ṣé ń gbọ́ o? A kò sì gbà wọ́n láàyè ní ìṣàkóso lórí ọjọ́ iwájú wọn. Ìtumọ̀ yẹn ni pé wọ́n ti fẹ́ fi wá sínú ìgbèkùn sínú oko ẹrú títí ayérayé lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá tàwa. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ àsọjí o. Ìtumọ̀ yẹn náà ni mo ní kí n mú wá fún yín. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé sí òkè kí gbogbo wa lè rí. A kì í mú àwọn kan lè má rí. Ẹ jẹ́ n ṣe báyìí. So mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ dìídì rí ni. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ṣé mo lè tún ṣe báyìí. A ti gbìyànjú náà. A ti ka ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn fún yín. Ó wà lórí page wa. Kódà n tá máa fi ṣe tá bá máa ṣe tá máa gbé kinní máa fẹ́ kẹ́ pín. Ẹ máa rí kinní yẹn níbẹ̀ níwájú àwòrán fídíò tá à ń ṣe ẹ máa rí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa pín. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ṣe pàtàkì kí ó tẹ kó dé etí gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjìrè ní gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ ní gbogbo àgbáyé kódà. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ arọ̀ yín ni iṣẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa o. A ṣe é ṣe fún wa o. Oòduà á gbè wá o àṣẹ wà. Ẹ ṣeun mo dúpẹ́ ó dìgbà kan náà ó dàbọ̀. So let me just stop that there. So that was the message that was, so nǹkan tí bẹ́ẹ̀ni caliphate reign over Yoruba land ẹ ṣeun nǹkan tí so èèyàn kan sọ sí somebody just saying on Oduduwa TV radio please subscribe to Citizen AY on Oduduwa TV radio as well and I mean subscribe to Oduduwa TV radio and Citizen AY and all of the other members Amobalano and others please we appreciate that but I'm trying to just what the emphasis of what I'm talking away. Let me get the picture back because you won't see me. I'm here, but now here I am. So, ntí ó ṣe pàtàkì jù bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni pé ká ṣe gbogbo kí ni ní èdè wa. We need to speak to our people in the language that they understand. And even if you can translate it to Pidgin English in your local area to get that message that we are under threat. We are under attack. I've shown you videos where they've been talking about their plan to actually, take the thing over, in a covert manner. You're watching. Let's listen a little bit more to what this man is going to say. And everything he's saying ties back to something that I want you to also be aware of. The amendment, the amendment that they're reaching is to make sure also that they are immune from prosecution, that they can bring in any, this is the one that I want you to really be aware of. This here, 38, Bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, to provide criteria for qualification to become an indigene of a state in Nigeria for related matters. You see, they've laid the groundwork. This man talked about a Fulani man can be a Bayelsan. And he even said in the broadcast that if you can speak the language, if you are Fulani, you are automatically a Nigerian. And that means that they will train the Fulanis who are from Sahel, Gambia, or from wherever they come from. They will train them. And that means that, look, we are in serious trouble. We are in severe, serious trouble. And we need to really wake up. Now, like I said, it says here, provide criteria for qualification to become an indigene. I want you to listen to what he's saying here. Listen.
We indicated our intention or our interest in the program because we believe some of the mistrust and suspicion surrounding the very nice program could be assuaged. And of course,
you see, all of this was just flowering to try and lower our guard. Oh, they are just bringing in Fulani men with the harder. What do they know? Now we know. They weren't herders. They were Fulani, yes, but they weren't herders. They are terrorists to come to take our land. And what is more, they've got themselves two options. Option one, chase off as many Southerners as possible. Chase them off. Kill them. Stay in their land. Option two, if that doesn't fully work, go for elections. But before you go for elections, every single terrorist will have a PVC. And they will join the queue with the people that they've been terrorizing and killing and vote in any elections. So whether you like it or not, who is fooling who? Who is fooling who? So whether you go for any elections in any place you care to mention, even if you put a Yoruba man and Tinubu and Dele Momodu and Oji Uzokalu, whoever you are calling yourself, and when a Fulani man tells you, we want you to be the man, just remember, those Fulani men, they have been silent over the killings going on in the south. In Middle Belt, they did not allow the thief to table a motion on the floor of the House raised by Mark Miller about their displacement in their own land. Thief people are in EDP, internally displaced camp. Are you telling me that the ID people can vote in any elections? If you don't have a place, how can you vote? Either way, it's time for us to, the only option we have as Southerners is to work together, Middle Belt, Igbos, Yorubas. Our option is to work and go for referendum because this is a fraud. Because right now, I want you to play something to you here.
Of course, we will participate in a manner that will bring
let me.
About 3,000 square kilometers of land that is in the savannah, in a lush vegetation that can be used for this kind of program, even to serve the nation.
You see, now, to serve the nation, they were saying that the Fulanis can come to they can use the forest. Who gave them the authority? This is what they're doing. They are in our forest. They told us what they were going to do, and they are doing it. The question is, what are we going to do to reverse this? What we need to do is go for it. We don't want the Fulanis to own our land. And what they are trying to do is to do everything to get our land. Number one, remember, like I said, they are chasing us away from our land, displacing us. Plan number one. Plan B, if that fails and they haven't started a civil war, they will now, at the same time, every single Fulani terrorist will have a PVC. Every single one. Naira is written with Arabic letters, and Naira Caliphate or Islamic State. Pay attention, Yoruba. Thank you. People are not listening. What is General? Thank you for saying that. We are bringing this to people's attention. It is really important. Let's listen on to what Bala Mohammed said.
And while we are doing it as the federal government has conceived it, we want it to be private sector driven, and we will bring those who are more familiar with it.
Okay, if you say, because I mean, everybody, we want to see that these killings end and there's peace and then people go about their businesses peacefully. Everybody wants to see that. But when you say that you want it to be private sector led, we understand that the government is going to provide 80% of the funding.
There you go.
The state to provide 20% and then provide the land.
Yeah.
How is that going to be private sector led?
The government have not released any cover for that purpose up to this moment, but we don't know since we have not been admitted into the program. But
can you see? So the government are going to pay 80%, and that is what is happening. They have been using that money to buy weapons for the terrorists who are killing Southerners in our own land. And they are also going to give them PVC because they pardoned them. And they haven't gone through the court system. And you are telling me one Nigeria. This is where we are. This is exactly where we are, my people. Now let's carry on.
Certainly, we have been working very hard to see that because our people are mostly transhumans and that we have this vision to create an economic nucleus around livestock. And of course, with all the value chain that we can get around livestock, the blood, the horn, the skin, and of course, we will try more to cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold and try to arrest their traditional practice of moving from one place to the other. And that is very big, an uphill task. But I think we can communicate with them more. Because to them, they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Your Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of
the operations.
Operations. You said to bring in the Fulanis together. We have Fulanis from other countries.
The issue
as well.
of misconception, I said there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal. And
you see, the Fulani man is a global and African person from Gambia to Senegal to Nigeria without any passport. But then he will get the PVC to vote in your 2023 elections. You watch. You watch. You will say, when it happens, if we get to that point, you will say, Citizen AY said this so. Because what they are doing, there's only one conclusion you can come to. They are going to join hands and say, yes, we want an Igbo man as a president. They are playing us. And they would even come on a campaign trail with this guy. But on the day of the election, watch what happens. The North will win conclusively. The game is up. Our only option now is to go for referendum. And we need our people, in our language, tell them what is being said now. We are in serious danger. We have been played. As we speak now, can anybody in the south say that the forest is not populated by Fulani terrorists? We can't say it. Exactly. Omar Farouk, the displaced parent, Fulani immigrant without passport. Thank you. That's it. So these are the exactly she is. She's a Fulani. Exactly. So these are things. We are bringing this to your attention. Let me listen on to what he's going to say now.
His nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person,
so his nationality is just a Fulani man.
I may have my relations in the Cameroon.
You see?
But they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan.
A Fulani man sees himself as a... They are telling us what they are going to do. We are the ones that haven't been listening now. They've been telling us, and they are putting it in place. Because now, listen.
As somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language.
Now, he speaks the Niger Delta language. Now, listen to this. I'm going to read you something. Here we go. Now, is it 36? No, it's 38 I want. Let me give you 38. 38. Let's read this one. Bill to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to provide for criteria for qualification to become an indigene of a state in Nigeria and for related matters. That means, you heard him say it now. Let's play it back again.
Which you and I don't.
Listen.
As a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon.
Listen.
But they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language.
He speaks. Now, let us go and look at that amendment. The amendment, no, 38 is what I'm looking for. The amendment is saying The amendment is saying qualification to become an indigene of a state. So even if he's a Fulani man, the minute he can speak, they will say he's a Nigerian. Do you get it? One Nigeria people, do you get it? This is full steam ahead Fulanization agenda. That is where we are, whether you like it or not. Now let's somebody's just standing. I don't know what this one is. I'm gonna just remove. Some people are doing some things which I don't really approve of on the page, but anyway, I'm gonna remove them on YouTube. So please subscribe to Oduduwa TV Radio on YouTube as you're watching, and I do appreciate you. Let me see, where is it again? So we do not want any unnecessary posts. We're gonna remove them because it's not really the kind of thing that we want. Some people are posting, and when we're talking about serious subjects, we're not here to play games. We are here to actually enlighten and awaken our people. That's a task at hand, and we do not appreciate anybody coming on here and putting on needless, useless messages. So, yeah, so we've removed the message. But now, he said, a Fulani man speaks Bayelsan. And the indigene, the criteria for qualification to become an indigene of a state in Nigeria, now they want to lower it. That means that if you speak Bayelsan language, even if you are Fulani, you're a Fulani, you're a Bayelsan. That's what he said. Listen, listen.
From Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage.
We just have to accept that. We will have to take it as part of our own heritage. So they own the land. We the people, we the indigenous people. Somebody just pointed out, Showore was stripped of his citizenship. And now they restored it. And you're telling us we're one Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in serious, mark my words. They planned all of this out. We need a referendum. Because if that election holds, one, it's a fraudulent constitution that we mustn't allow. Two, what they will do is make sure that we never have the opportunity again to say anything. Once they vote and we accept that, that is it. And they will use violence to clear us. Too much. Exactly. So we need to wake up. One, we need vigilante groups. Two, we need awareness in simple local languages, not in English, Pidgin and local language. We can all do this. Now, let me see if my phone line is up and ready. If people want to call in, I wasn't going to do that, but you know what? I think we need to take this available. And before I go, I couldn't sleep because I was thinking about the whole thing. And it suddenly dawned on me exactly where we are. And where we are now is precarious. Very precarious. We are in a situation where if we do not wake up and deal with things and make sure. Yeah, so if you do want to call in, you can call in on 44739-580-606. How do you see what is being discussed now? I know it's late. I know it's not part of what we're planning. But again, I want you to listen to don't take my word for it. Just keep remembering that. This one I'm about to play for you now. This bit here. Sorry. Here we go. This is the one that I want you to listen to. Just remember. Look.
Of this country, he stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his
There we go.
hands, having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity? He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any.
General Abdul Malik Biu. They know what they're doing. The governor comes and says they are pastoralists. Before you know it, they become terrorists. Now the general who is supposed to be arresting the terrorists, is now speaking for the terrorists, telling them they should lay down their arms and they can become a Nigerian. I thought the people who are Nigerian needed to be born in Nigeria. They needed, because of the fact of our resources and the ability to use our funds to cater for citizens. But now they want Fulanis to come in. But people are telling us one Nigeria. Again, I'm telling you, mark my words. This next election, the Fulanis will pull the hand of a southerner up. In fact, I can almost guarantee that if that election holds, the Fulanis will nominate a southerner as a president. And there will be a Fulani man against him. They will be supporting the southerner. But the Fulani man will win. Because they have the numbers on ground in the north, everywhere. Because they are putting people in our communities. And not only that, they are going to restrict our ability as southerners to get PVCs. Can you see that? They control everything. Immigration, Fulani. Customs, Fulani. Army, Fulani. Air Force, Fulani. Navy, Fulani. All of it, all of the important positions. NNPC, Fulani. Ports, Fulani. All of it, you name it. They are in complete control. This is why we need to separate. We got to go for self-determination. Let me just check if that number is ringing. If this makes sense to you and it resonates with you, please do share. Because the matter before us now is grave. We are in grave mortal danger. I'm going to play it again. I want you to remember the words of this man. It's coming back to haunt us now.
And comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country.
There you go. Stands to be a president. Meaning, okay, so how does a terrorist become a president? The only way he can become a president is if he has a PVC. Am I wrong? Yes or no? The only way a terrorist, yes, on the wall and entrance, there you go. And we are standing there waiting. Let them keep the name Nigeria. We in the south, we need to go. Fulani occupation. Thank you very much. What is Jinadu? So please, if you do want to call in on +44 739 7399 580 606. Let me just check that line is up and running. If you want to call in and you want to make one or two comments before I probably wrap it up, but I just thought I'd bring this to your attention. This is a mortal danger that we are all in, and we need to really be aware. Let me just check the number is up and running. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, that number is up and running. I've tested it just now. So if you do want to call in and make your contributions to this discussion, and we will bring discussion back again. I will bring it back. In the meantime, let's listen on to what this Governor Bala Mohammed is saying.
Something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a...
So we cannot just close the border against Fulani man, but you can prevent a thief man whose family have been displaced from tabling a motion on the floor of the house. And you tell us we are one Nigeria. We're not one. It's time for us to go for self-determination. This is about our land. Let me show you guys something. Let me just show you something, so you understand the game that's been played. A minute. Let me just... A minute. I just want to show you something briefly to make you understand that this game, it's a proxy. We are being ruled by a proxy, by these people, and they are lining their pockets and the benefit for themselves at our expense. Here we go. I want you to read this bit. Our territory is the most valuable part. Yeah? This is back in 1890. Bismarck, Otto von Bismarck, during the Berlin Conference, they were trying to fight. There was a fight between Germany, France, and UK. 3 countries. A fight between Germany, France, and UK for who was going to take control of our land. You see? Meanwhile, Bismarck, let me move that up. You need to understand a game that's being played here. We need to understand. Meanwhile, Bismarck maintained constant pressure on the British government to compel the Royal Niger Company, because the Royal Niger Company was really a cover, was a cover for the British, because they wanted to say, oh, it's a company, you can't alienate the company. But the Germans didn't care, neither did the French. So, to a division of the sphere of influence. So they wanted to break it up so they would have a cut of that area. But when Bismarck lost the election in Germany, he couldn't pursue that anymore. And you can see it stays in writing here. Great Britain would have lost a third of the most valuable part of the company's territory. It's not really company's territory, of the territory that the UK wanted to be theirs. Do you see what I mean? I will keep playing this. I'm going to keep showing you this over and over. We have our land is blessed. That is why you see the picture behind me is showing you the resources we have in our land. It's not a hearsay. This is fact. Southerners, Middle Belt, Igbos and Yorubas, Oduduwa people, it is time we woke up. We need to work together to free ourselves. We are in bondage. We are in bondage. If you go for any elections now, you won't win it, because there's 2 things they will do. They're going to give a lot of, they're going to give, all the terrorists have got PVCs. They are going to make it difficult for you as a Southerner to have PVC. That's it. And now they will say to you, it's free and fair elections. But if you don't have PVC, how can you vote? Can you see? If you don't have PVC, how can you vote? Tell me. Please do call in on 44-7399-580-606 if you'd like to contribute to this discussion. I know it's late, and I know the things have been done to reduce the numbers, but this is very important message that needs to get out there, and I wanted to speak about this. I wasn't able to sleep because I kept thinking things over, and suddenly the penny dropped. The picture that you saw at the beginning are people, Boko Haram terrorists that surrendered. Instead of the government prosecuting them, the government pardoned them, gave them PVCs. That is why the general said he could conceive a time when a Boko Haram can be the president of Nigeria. The next election, if we don't stand up now and begin to put pressure so that 2023 never holds, because it's a fraud. That constitution is a fraud. They've already started doing it. They are speaking the music. They are good music in the eyes of mood music is, oh, we want a Southerner, i.e. an Igbo man. They will give you your Igbo man. They will stand next to him. They will even campaign for him. But guess what? On the day of the election, the Igbo man will not win. And they will come and say, hang on, that was a fair process. You see, you saw me next to you. I was campaigning for you. My people were voting for you. It is all a game. Because when they switch and they say go, on the transistor radio, Mana, go, Akoi, go. They go and vote. And they will vote for the another. Game over. Game over. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oops. Hello, caller. Can you hear me? What's going on? It's not connected. Is it connected? Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Hello. Hey, Citizen AY.
Yes. Ekale.
Yes. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is your sister Dupe from Atlanta. Remember we were on the Freedom for Nigeria.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yes, yes, of
but
course.
I just want to, thank you for doing this. Actually, I just stumbled on this program. I didn't know that you could still be live. This late. Although it's relatively, still early here in Atlanta. But thank you so much for actually, reviewing this together with the people and also, breaking it down.
Yes.
For us, because it's really very relevant at the stage where we are right now.
Yes.
Right? These people have almost actualized their plan to Fulanize our land.
Exactly.
But you know what? They are at the tail end right now.
Yes.
And so we need people, and it's still reversible. If our people, if everybody is awake, and we can take the one unified step.
Yes.
To stop them, so that we can reverse this. Can you imagine? Even right now, our leaders in the South are begging them.
Yes.
To have, are begging them for tickets to run for positions on their.
Yes. Exactly. Are you there?
Bad things have gotten.
Yes.
And so I thank you for doing this, and continue to kind of to spread this.
Yes.
And let us let our people know that
it
is still reversible, but we have to take action.
We have to.
do have to take action.
Yes.
Before it gets too late.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. So there you are. We were in a meeting earlier on this evening, and I'm going to make sure we're gonna be talking some more. So let me just make sure I keep that there. 1 second, please. Okay. So now, like I said, now you can hear what from following on from the meeting tonight. That was what got me thinking, and the more I thought about this, the more it just made me wake up. Excuse me, and realize that we are in mortal danger. Please do call in on 447399580606. If you want to contribute, if you have something to say about this discussion, how do you see it? We will continue again. I'll bring this part of it. Let's go back to what the general said. And I want you to listen to the words of the general. And I will ask you a question afterwards. Listen to it.
Having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time when he cannot even deliver? We will do that. But we have appealed to...
Let's go back again. I want you to hear again, one more time.
An ex-Boko Haram stands, having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country.
He stands to be a president of this country. The only way a Boko Haram can be a president is for the country to accept him to be a citizen. These people have killed, and they've been pardoned, and they haven't gone through the process, justice, the judicial process. Whereas the citizens who have been killed have been put through the process for daring to even speak up against the injustice. And you tell us to believe in one Nigeria. This is what we are faced with. This is what gives many people like myself and Modukwe, Dr. Modukwe, and others sleepless nights. We get sleepless nights because we know what is coming down the road. This man is telling you that the Boko Haram is being given PVC. The evidence is there. Having laid down his arms, they just say give up. When you say you give up, you surrender, yes, we take you in. Yes, it's all a game. I hope you're following. Please do call in again if you want to join the discussion and you'd like to add to the discussion as we're talking about it. Call in on +44 7399580 call in on and have a chat with Citizen AY. Share your views. We don't all have to agree. You may have an idea that we haven't looked at before. At this point in time, now is not the time for us to sort of be worrying. We need to take action. We need to get to the point where we can get referendum, because the constitution is a fraud. They know it, and they're doing everything they can to cement it. Look, let me show you another part of what was discussed. One of the things I need you to be aware of is, and again, Dr. Modukude was at that broadcast this evening. We're going to let's break that down a little bit for you all. This here, I'm putting this here for a second. Now, here it says, can I make that? Yeah. Oh, goodness me. Okay. I'm going to just quickly, let me do this then. You see here, bill for an act to alter the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to expand the immunity to the legislative, judicial arms of government and for related matters. Again, what they want to do is that if they carry out whatever they do as officials, that they will be immune from prosecution. This is, look, you cannot hold them to account. And all we are saying is, fine, you want to do that in Nigeria, keep your Nigeria in the north. Keep it in the north. But we, Southerners, Middle Belt, Igbos, Oduduwa people, we have the right to self-determination. The evidence of what I'm showing you, this is, if we let this go, if we don't speak up now and take action, worse will follow. And we'll be slaves forever in our own land. A government that refuses, we have 42 billion tons of bitumen in our soil, the second largest in the entire world, yet our roads are the worst in the entire world, I kid you not. They are importing 4 million tons of bitumen every year to the tune of 600,000 pounds every year. Dollars, sorry, every year. And maybe even more. Imagine if that was processed and we were using bitumen. We would create jobs, we would have good roads, safety and security will be there. These are the kind of things. Yes, 1914, you're on your own risk for trading. Exactly. It has expired. What is Ginodu? You're right. The Naira is expired. So when Naira is expired, what we should not have, we as Oduduwa people, as Igbos, as Middle Belt, we should have nothing to do with Nigeria. Remember, I told you, the most valuable part of that, we are seen as valuable. The British, the Germans, and the French were fighting over our land, our resources. It's time we spoke up. We are trying to wake you up. Join in this struggle. If you do want to call in on +44 7399 580 606. So, these are the kind of things that is happening. Anyway, I've played that. I will come back to that again with the so-called general.
Why is he wasting his time?
So, you see, the plan is to take it over. And it is up to you and me to put a stop to it. The Constitution is a fraud. If we do not speak up now, they will make sure it becomes a law because there will be all of them all over running the whole thing. And I'm telling you, in that if the 2020 elections hold as it stands, all the terrorists will have PVC cards. And as we speak, more of them. There is no border in the north. There is no border in the north. It's only in the south. They don't want us in the south to. And the only thing I would suggest is time we start bringing people in. If that's what they're doing, then we bring in our southern brothers. Because that's the only way we can guarantee our safety. People who are, let's not forget, Yorubas and Igbos, we have people that we were caught illegally, by the partitions that the colonials put in our land. These are things we need to talk about and be very, very cognizant of and be aware of. We have been oppressed. This is severe injustice. One we mustn't stomach anymore. So let me just put this here.
By those outside Nigeria, when there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture.
So the Fulani man in Nigeria doesn't cause it. So how did the Fulani man outside get into the country? How? Can you see what is going on? A Fulani man outside has more rights to claim to be part of Nigeria than a southerner. But you're telling me to believe in one Nigeria. How does that work? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you can, of course, call in. You can call in on 44 7399 580 606 and have a discussion. If you want to leave a comment, we will continue with this discussion tomorrow as well, no doubt. We will. Because, yeah, Simeon Adebisi, yeah, you're right. We should be crying. My brother, good evening to you. It is something we should be, honestly, I feel you. But we shouldn't lose hope. We have the power. Despite the numbers, the problem I have right now is that they have control of all the levers. So they can restrict the number of us in the South who will vote. And that's what they will do. They will restrict our number of people who can vote by killings, chasing people away, displacement. Many of us will be the displacement IDP camps that you see in the North. They will become a regular place in the South. And if you're in an IDP camp, you will not be thinking about voting for anybody. You'll be thinking about survival. And under that basis, in fact, another thing, here's something I want to put in the mix. We can use the fact that many of us in the South have been displaced as a reason for not having any elections. Yes, Fulani in bed with Wazobia. Exactly. So we can use the fact that Fulani terrorists that have been pardoned by this government are all over the country, and we do not feel safe to vote. Therefore, we do not want any elections. We reject it. And we need to empower our people to voice this out. We need to start making, we need radio programs, we need platforms, we need videos, we need short videos like I played to you now, where the people, we connect to our people in their language to make them speak up. Because if we do not do that, the coming generation will suffer like we have never known in our entire lives. I kid you not. That is what's coming. Remember, I said, the Fulani hegemony, the crooks in power, they will nominate Orji Uzokalu, Dele Momodu. They will nominate whoever from the South. And they will say, you know what? And Dele Momodu probably will have a stronger character because his mom is from the Southeast, you know. So, and he's got mom from the dad from, you know, I think from Yoruba, you know, Oduduwa nation, you know. So, and I'm calling Oduduwa nation because that's what we want. And they will say, you know what? Yeah, they will put him there. And Kwakanso will stand next to him, and El Rufai, they will put his hand up, they will go on the campaign trail with him, they will say yes. But when it comes to the time of the elections, all the terrorists will vote in every single state. All the Fulani terrorists. And they will restrict the amount of votes, people who can vote as Southerners. They are going to restrict it. There will be no free nor fair elections in 2023 if it holds. You can take it from me. There will never be free nor fair elections in 2023. The only free and fair elections we've ever had is that of the June 12, 1993, where Abiola won both in the North and the South. And that is what they will try and replicate this time. This time, what they will do is, they will say, yes, we chose this guy, but now we voted. The South voted for the Northerner. But they will not tell you that the Northerners that they brought in as terrorists are the ones who voted for the Northerner. That's what we are faced with. That's what's coming down the track. We have to go for self-determination. We have to go for self-determination. Vigilante groups chasing, not only that, we need to have vigilante groups, we need to chase the Fulani terrorists that the government is refusing to arrest and prosecute. They are killing us. The government is talking to us, oh, you should, instead of arresting those who are killing us, they are telling us to talk to them. When you're talking to them alone, they kill you. Their plan is to take our land. What will it take? Our inept leaders, so-called leaders, the likes of Tinubu are talking about the election. I'm going to vote. I want to win. Yes, you will vote. Yes, you will grow. You're old. Oh. Yes, you will. Yes, but I want to be president. You will never be president of Nigeria. I'm telling you. No Southerner, take it from me. No Southerner will be president of Nigeria. if it happens. No Southerner. Yes, stop eating Madu. No, because I'm telling you, go and look in the forests all over the South. The terrorists have got PVC cards. All of them. And they will vote. And when they vote, they will say that was a free and fair elections. Nobody stopped anybody from voting. But that's a lie. They are going to restrict the number of Southerners who can vote by way of killings, fear, and hunger, and displacement. Fear, hunger, displacement is what they will use to dismantle any idea of Southerners being able to participate in any elections. And they will support the terrorists that they brought in to take our land. That's what's going to happen. Watch. If we do not take action, that's what's going to happen. And we need to wake up. We have got to seriously wake up urgently. Again, like I said, if you do want to call in, please do call in. We welcome your discussions. Leave comments. I'm looking at all the platforms as well, Citizen AY and on Oduduwa TV Radio, because it's a multiple broadcast, simultaneous broadcast on Oduduwa TV Radio, YouTube, and of course on Facebook and YouTube together. So let's have a look at what people are saying. If you don't want to call in, that's fine. Somebody's called and that's great. Yes, all these useless leaders don't believe it, but they will later regret Yoruba Nation now, please. Good evening, everyone. Yes, exactly. Non so chocho. Exactly. So look, this is beyond right now. We need a coalition of Middle Belt, Yorubas and Igbos right now. And what we need to do is vigilante groups. And the vigilante groups have got a lot of work on their hands. We do not want any Fulani terrorists in our forests. Because just as they're in the forest, they've been put there by the government with guns and PVCs. Guns and PVCs. You've heard the general say it. They can conceive a time when a Boko Haram can be president of Nigeria. That tells you that if they can conceive that, that means that once he says he repents, they are giving him a PVC, but they're not telling us. A PVC that they will make difficult for a Southerner to get. That's what we're faced with. We need to go for self-determination. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just urge you to please subscribe to us. Go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. And of course, subscribe to Oduduwa TV Radio as well on YouTube. We need those both platforms. Like I said, I urge you all, if you're an Igbo man, and you can translate any of the words. We endeavor to translate sections of this video by Bala Mohammed in your local language to make people understand the enormity of what they are saying to you. To say that a Fulani man is a Bayelsan, but a Fulani from the Sahel, from Cameroon, is a Bayelsan. But then you as a Bayelsan, you cannot go to the north and say, oh, I'm a fool and I can take land. How many Southerners dare go there? This is about taking our land. It's time we woke up. Right, okay. So I'm going to just, if I don't hear any calls in the next 4 or 5 minutes, I'm going to wrap this up. I wanted to just bring this to your attention to make us aware of what is being done. And we have to collectively work together. We are in serious, perilous waters unless we take collective action. No, Middle Belt cannot do this on their own. Igbos cannot do it on their own. Yorubas cannot do it on their own. We need the collective effort. Malu census, Malu count will vote to animal and human skin, Fela Kuti. Absolutely, you're right. Not even Malu's count will vote in South. And never, even Malu, yes, exactly. So Malus will count southeast. Yoruba stop eating Malu. We should stop it. We really should. And I really want us to really think about what is being said here. The Fulanis are cunning. They will elect, I suspect, don't be surprised if you end up with Dele Momodu or Oji Uzokalu. Don't be surprised. Because both of them have the qualities that they want to use to fool the Mumus to vote. We should not be voting in any elections. We are not safe. Our lives are not safe. We need to use the fact that killings and Fulani terrorists have not been quelled as the justification for not having any voting taking place. We are justified. It is all over the place. There is no doubt that too many communities have been displaced. And communities that have been displaced, we should be able to get them to speak together and say, we do not want any vote. We are not safe. Without safety, we're not interested in any vote. Without safety in our community, we do not want any vote. And we should say that across the whole of the South. Middle Belt, Southwest, Southeast. We should say that. And when we say that and we begin to put pressure on the system, that way we can now go for a referendum and say now, before we have even any elections, we want a referendum. Firstly, safety. And in Ukraine, let me show you Ukraine. I wasn't going to go there, but let me show you Ukraine. Let me see if I can show you what's going on in Ukraine right now. Here we go. Let me show you what's going on. Let's go and look at what's going on in Ukraine right now. Here we go. So, where was it? No, sorry, not that one. This one. Okay. Let's listen to what's going on right now in Ukraine. In Ukraine, the citizens are being given guns to protect themselves. Nigeria is not giving Southerners guns to protect ourselves. They are leaving us exposed to be killed. That is another justification for why we should go for self-determination. Now, let's go.
Investment means we can create lots more different stories.
I could go and live with your blue stocking eye.
So let me...
Similar picture into Sunday as well. Here's the satellite image.
So if that it's becoming increasingly difficult to deliver, Russia is moving to block ground routes, particularly from Poland. And of course, the US can't just fly military aircraft into Ukrainian space at the moment.
Jane O'Brien from Washington. Now on BBC News, it's time for the travel show.
Let me.
This week.
Let me just do this. Okay, somebody's going to call in. Hello,
One
caller.
person who's not sitting is Carol.
What is your message to people like that?
Oh, sorry. 1 minute, caller. Yeah, hello. Hello, caller. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
My name is Oluremi Babali.
Oh, thank you for calling. I appreciate your call, Oluremi, my brother. What would you like to say?
I've been following your analysis.
Yes.
And the clips you are playing.
Yes.
Will it be possible that?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Hello.
Yeah.
Will it?
1 minute. 1 second. I can't hear you. 1 second.
What I'm trying to say is that.
Yes.
All these clips.
Yes.
Should be gathered.
Yes.
As an
evidence. Yes.
Whenever we are taking the Yoruba nation are taking this case of this constitution.
Yes, constitution. Yes. Yes.
To the court.
Yeah.
Most especially.
Go ahead. I'm hearing you.
What I'm trying to say is that all these clips should be compiled.
Yes, they should become. I agree with you. Yes. As evidence. Yes.
When we take them to court.
Yeah.
Because they are planning so long.
Yes.
Before this time.
They are.
Not knowing that what we are doing now will come out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is their plan.
They thought that they would just do this and nobody would see it.
As evidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. I agree with you.
Then again, I will suggest, if possible, most of you in the media,
yes,
we know other Yorubas,
yes,
that are not in this group. Why can't we invite them?
I agree. if you can turn down what you're using to listen to us over there, then we can concentrate on here, if you don't mind.
So what I'm trying to say again is, if possible, most of our Yoruba brothers and sisters, they are running after their babas.
Yes.
For election now.
Exactly.
Why can't we try and invite them?
Yeah, we can. I mean, these are the kind of thing we're looking to speak to as many people, but some of them don't want to talk. I mean, we've tried to call some who are in the system, and they are frankly so focused on trying to just get the next crumb from when they have a whole pie. These people don't realize that when we work and get our Oduduwa Nation, Biafra Nation, Middle Belt as together at the same time, we will have the whole pie to ourselves, and we will build the future that will be befitting for the coming generations. So we are working hard on those things that you're saying, and I like the suggestion about the evidence and the clips. So, but of course we welcome more suggestions about the way forward, and what you're saying is absolutely right. We need to still, nonetheless, we will try and reach out to them, but many of them, in fact, we get abused when we contact them. They say, oh, you're still on this Yoruba Nation thing. Oh, you're just jokers. You're time wasters. You are deceivers. They're calling us names. Every day on my broadcast, there is one or two people that actually come out and actually castigate me for daring to open the eyes of the people. But we will not be silent, because we know we speak truth to power. We are on the side of fairness and justice and speaking truth to power, and we will not relent, come what may. But I do appreciate you, my brother, for your suggestions. Is there anything else like you add before you to the discussion? Thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello? Oops. Okay, I think it just dropped. Okay. Listen, thank you so much for that call. Like I said, others, you can call in 447399580-606. Leave your comments, suggestions, because this is about all of us now. And many of us who are in diaspora, unfortunately, I want you to be prepared for one thing. When this thing happens, look at what is happening in Ukraine. The families who are here are the ones worried, and they are running to get their families over. They're sending funds over. Some of them are even trying to go back home. Let's play you a clip of what's happening there. Let me just see if I can find that for you. Oh, okay.
This is BBC News. I'm James Reynolds. Our top story.
Oh, sorry. Let me just play. You see that?
The moment a rocket hit an apartment block in Ukraine's capital as the Russian military continues its assault.
Well, this is what Kyiv woke up to this morning. All of this destruction is in a residential area in a European city. And there is a real sense here now that nowhere in the capital is safe.
The exodus grows. Around 100,000 people have already fled to neighboring countries. Tougher sanctions on Russia. The EU calls for a number of Russian banks to be removed from the SWIFT international bank system.
As Russian forces unleash their assault on Kiev and other Ukrainian cities, we are resolved to continue imposing massive costs on Russia.
And away from the front lines, international condemnation of Russia's invasion. Protests have been taking place around the globe.
So I'm just trying to play you so you get an idea of what's going on.
Hello and welcome to BBC News. There have been several powerful explosions near Kiev as residents of the Ukrainian capital hunker down for another night in shelters. Multiple reports say one explosion was caused by a missile attack on an oil depot southwest of the city. Other reports talk of an airstrike on a military airstrip where fuel tanks may have been hit. The fire can be seen glowing in the night sky. In other developments, the United States, the European Union, Britain and Canada have announced new financial sanctions against Russia. The measures will block Russia's access to the SWIFT banking system. It's a measure of the growing anger at Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. As well as restrictions on SWIFT, the assets of some Russian banks in Europe will be frozen. There'll also be action against the assets of oligarchs, billionaire allies of Vladimir Putin. The number of Ukrainians crossing into neighbouring countries is rising rapidly. More than 115,000 people have entered neighbouring Poland. And the owner of Chelsea Football Club in the UK, Roman Abramovich, has taken a move to protect his assets from tighter sanctions. He's transferred stewardship of the club to its charitable foundation, but he remains Chelsea's owner. Meanwhile, on the ground in Ukraine, Russian troops are spreading out in parts of the north, the east and the south. They're gaining territory, particularly in the east.
You see, this is what we need to understand. With us, the key thing to understand right now, the government have got all of the terrorists among us. They are all over the south. Literally, in every forest, they are in there. They are in there. Now let me play you. Sorry, not this one. Where was it? Where was the one? Is it? Now.
Of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the world.
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do. But it has to be done through sensitization.
You see that?
Telling them you have to buy.
You see that? So Fulanis from other countries can come in and they become citizens. Because they know they cannot win in a straight election, they have to bring others in and restrict us at the same time. Please follow what I'm saying. Oh, if we allow elections to hold, the Fulani hegemony, they will hold the hands of Oju Zokalu or Dele Momodu up. They will. Those two. They will. They will hold it and say, these are the guys we want to be our next president. Southerners, Northerners will be saying yes. They will be singing the name of him. But guess what? On the day of elections, the Northerners will be able to vote. Southerners will not be able to vote because 1, no PVC, 2, displacement camp, 3, killings. The people that will vote the most in the South will be the terrorists with their PVC cards. That's what we're faced with. I'm trying to make this very, very clear. We need to understand this is no longer about just talking. This is about how we are ensuring that our people are aware of what is to come. They will stand. Those who are planning to ensure that they take over the land, they will stand next to the man in the South that they say people should vote for, knowing fully well that they've put plans in place to ensure that no Southerner will ever be a president of Nigeria because of what? This statement. Mark my words. Mark my words. This statement is damning. Look at that. Look at this.
Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time?
There you go. So that is part of their plan. That is their main plan. And of course, it is furthered on by what this man says. Any Fulani can come into the country. Is the borders closed right now in the north? Are the borders closed? They're not. Anybody can come in. And they are coming in and the government is funding them, giving them AK-47, giving them homes, giving them the right to go and clear land. Because as far as they're clearing the South to make it ready for them to take it over. That's what's happening. This is what is happening, my people. We need to wake up. Those who stupidly believe that they're going to be a Southerner who believes he's going to be the next president of Nigeria, whilst he's seeing Fulani men coming in with no restrictions, no border protection across the whole of the north. There is not one border post in the north. to stop Northerners, Fulanis coming in. And at the same time, there is no prosecution of the Fulani terrorists killing Southerners. Southerners are being displaced in our own land. We are virtually soon going to be a point where we are going to be staying in IDP camps. Tell me, is it someone who's in the IDP camp that will go and vote? Is it? Is it? Is it? Our discussion now has to be very, very focused. Many of us, we are busy talking about this one fought that one fought that one. We've just left room for the Fulanis to do it. They've got the plan covered. But this bit, they weren't expecting us to come and be talking about what I'm saying right now. They wanted us to be talking about the bill, the bill amendment, and oh, we are happy. That's what they wanted. But I'm telling you all, General Bill said he can conceive a time when a Boko Haram can be the next president of Nigeria. Which means that every pardoned terrorist has a potential to be serving, to be working in the Nigerian government as we speak. They can run for any post and nobody will stop them. Yes, exactly. Without you and EU, Russia decide exactly. So, but I'm just bringing this to our attention. We have to be very, very aware of what is being done now. We have to be very, very conscious of what is being done. And my people, Southerners and Middle Belt, we need to work together. What plan do we have in place? Our simple strategy must be this. We need vigilante groups that will somehow be able to chase away the Fulani terrorists within our community, because they shouldn't be there. The borders that are open in the north means that there should be no elections taking place. That is our justification. That is the angle we should be going for. What we should be calling for is a referendum so that we can separate. If the north want to keep their borders open, then it's up to them. But we in the south, we don't want our land to be taken over by the northerners, by the Fulanis. So we want to protect ourselves as a group. We separate and let the Fulanis, if the Fulanis want to let the fellow Fulanis to come into Hazaland and take that in Arewa, that's fine. We won't stop them. But in the south and the Middle Belt, we must stand together. That is the strategy we have to go to. And we have to go for self-determination. So I'm urging you, anybody in the south that thinks, oh, I'm now an aspirant, people vote for me. The people who are going to ask to vote for, they are going to be in IDP camps. They won't be able to vote for you. They will be killed. Many of them will be killed. And the system will make it difficult for Southerners to have PVCs. And I'm telling you categorically, every single terrorist killing Southerners has got PVCs. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Every single one. Yes. It goes beyond, yes, all tied to the Crimean War. I know. What is, yes. So we will go and look at that Crimean War and see if there are lessons we can learn. One thing I can certainly say is that instead of the Southerners, we've been killed every day. The government, if they were serious about our lives, they would have made sure that we had guns to protect ourselves. But instead, they keep saying, no, defend yourself. But you can't carry guns. And the killings going on every day. And that's evidence that they want our land. It's time we woke up. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to be back again. I'm going to be doing a lot more programs because this needs more further discussions. It's gone beyond just talking now. I am saying it to you now. Whoever they choose as a aspirant for the presidency of Nigeria in the south is only a ploy. I'm telling you, even Buhari will stand, this so-called Buhari, we don't know which one, he will stand next to the man that they say, we want this man to be the next president. Vote for him. And the crowd will be crazy. And come the day of elections, he will lose. He will lose. Yes, Saxon alliances, exactly. So those are the what is Genodu? You're absolutely right about that. We can have a discussion about that, but right now our focus is really about our land and how we can get ourselves out of this prison that we've been put in. Let's put into by the contraption called Nigeria.
This map shows how much of Ukraine is currently thought to be in Russian control. Our international correspondent Ola Girin is in Kiev with the latest.
The rush to Kiev, a capital under attack. As we headed for the city this morning, there was little moving, apart from Ukrainian troops. But the Russians are watching from the skies, ready to strike, as they did here, just an hour outside the capital. Well, this is what we've come across on the road to Kiev. This convoy was obviously traveling to the city to be part of the defense of Kiev. This is an air defense missile system. It was hit yesterday. The smoke is still rising here. And here too, after an early morning strike on a block of flats near Kiev's Giuliani airport. The authorities here say it was a Russian missile strike that killed 2 people.
Whoa.
It could have been many more, but plenty of locals had fled or taken cover in shelters.
Look at that.
Yuri Shevchuk, who lives nearby, says the West must help Ukraine.
I wanted to say for your
thank you very much.
Because that we are in need, urgently in need, as soon as possible, as much as possible. We are in need anti-aircraft missiles, we are in need anti-tank missiles, we need ammunition.
Is there any message that you would wish to send to President Putin?
I wanted to say to President Putin that only one way for him, it's a way to hell.
Well, this is what Kiev woke up to this morning. All of this destruction is in a residential area in a European city. And there is a real sense here now that nowhere in the capital is safe.
Of course, nowhere safe.
And so much of Kiev now looks like this, still standing, but bracing for impact.
Всім доброго ранку, українці.
Ukraine's embattled president, Volodymyr Zelensky, took to the deserted streets, shooting a selfie video to reassure his people. I am here, he said, and we will not lay down our arms. Far from it, we found Ukrainians taking up arms, forming volunteer brigades to defend the city alongside the local police.
Yes. Exactly.
This volunteer, who goes by the nickname Maloy, said, "I don't want to live in Russia, and my brothers in arms don't want that either. We will defend this city, or I will die." The volunteers are looking for Russian saboteurs, said to be already in the city. Nearby, we met Nino, out walking her dog and venting her fury. We demand an end to the war, she says. We can do it with sanctions. We must isolate the aggressor country. It terrorizes the whole world.
Yeah, they do.
With Russian forces at the gates, some are still fleeing the capital. For now, the city remains in Ukrainian hands, but the battle may be just beginning.
Yeah, sanctions not working. Yes, of course they can't. You will never work. Yeah.
I just want to give you a sense of what we plan to do in the next few hours as we monitor the conflict. It's now just past 3 in the morning in Kiev. These are live pictures from the Ukrainian capital, where you'll know, of course, that there is a curfew at the moment. And we are keeping a very close eye on this, what we call it a live shot. It's a locked off shot of Kiev now, where people, possibly several million of them, are hunkered down in metro stations, in shelters, in the basements of their apartment buildings. If we see anything happening in that shot, we will cut straight back to it and try to talk you through what's happening, try to verify any footage that we have coming in overnight. In the meantime, Let's continue our coverage and speak to Bogdan Nahailo, the chief editor of the Kiev Post. Bogdan.
Yeah, in terms of the dog breeds, yes, they started moving dogs in the south to the southeast and southwest as well. We don't know what the dogs are going to be doing. We have to be aware of that. So we are saying to you all, please, this is not a joke. They are going to give you, the Fulanis will give you what you want. You want a Yoruba president or Igbo president from the south, yes, they will give you an aspirant. Yes, vote for him. Vote for him. But they will make sure that there are not enough Southerners to vote in that election. Yes, trade war. It is a trade war. You're right, yes. They will not allow enough Southerners to vote. Part of what they will use is killings, abductions, killings, rape of a women, create fear, panic, and also they would send many people will be afraid to go back into their communities, like the people who are in the Pobe in Benin Republic. They are afraid to go back to the community. More and more will come like that in the coming months. And what will happen is they will say elections. We should not be having any elections when people are displaced. There is no reason, there is no justification for elections when people are displaced from their communities. That is a ground for not having any elections. But they are imposing this on us. And that is why we have to go for self-determination. That is why we must go for self-determination. Let's watch this for a minute before I might wrap it up. I'll see.
Had to evacuate to Spain in order to continue operating his newspaper. He joins us from Barcelona. Bogdan, thank you so much for joining us. As we said, it is 3 in the morning in Kiev. I wonder if you're still hearing accounts about what is happening in the city and across the country.
Yes, very much so. My staff are reporting to me as best they can, because most of them are in shelters or in places where the internet is very difficult to get hold of. I mean, the big story at the moment is that this oil depot outside of Kiev by
China,
where there was a big battle
Franco are eyeing Yoruba resource. Exactly, that's what
Russian
they're doing.
Airborne troops
and we need to be aware.
Attempted to get a air base. You see, the Russians have been desperate to get an airstrip somewhere close to Kiev so that they can land bigger military cargo planes to bring in equipment and more troops. They failed so far, and so this has been a major setback for them. They've had to rely on some troops that have been brought in by helicopters from the north, from Belarus, or else the forces that have come by land from Belarus, mainly through the Chernobyl zone.
Are you able to update us at all with what your colleagues are telling you about what's going on towards the east, particularly in the major city of Kharkiv?
There have been big battles all around Kharkiv, but Kharkiv has held. The enemy is not within yet. The mayor and the other officials there are saying that the defenses are holding. But of course, the general feeling is that it's a question of time only, because Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, is virtually on the border with Russia. The Russians seem to have made advances in the south, around Crimea and Mariupol, Melitopol. And clearly they have the advantage. They have the manpower, they have the weapons, the air power. So that's not a surprise. I think what's a surprise is that the Ukrainians have managed to hold out so firmly for 3 days, especially under such pressure. So the general feeling is that if they can hold out for another day or two, the Russians themselves will become demoralized, but also the nation is gelling, the mood of defiance, the sense of outrage and fighting to the bitter end, even if it's a partisan war against the Russians, that has grown.
And looking across Ukraine as well, we've talked about Kiev, the capital. We've just seen a live shot at 3 in the morning where we don't appear to see any fire or flames, even though, as you say, Vasilkiv is
Let's go and see.
Which is now another world.
Let's just go
The Russian invasion has driven more than 100,000 people to...
You know, if done with the dependency of particularly Europe on Russian gas. But I do believe we'll be seeing those further down the line as kind of we rush to find alternatives and to Russian gas, and over the next while work to completely remove that dependency. The economic minister of Germany, Habeck, already says that Russia could do without, Germany could do without Russian gas. So I do think that we'll be moving in that direction before too long.
Paul Massaro, thank you so much for joining us.
Why Putin does it? We need help from world. We say help, please, because we're here, so we're alone here.
There you go.
And the sound they're having to learn to live with. The Russian army might be far from Lviv, but there's still a state of high alert. The sound triggered a panic attack for this woman. It is still the case here, despite the war, that the young trust their parents to protect them, whatever might come. However strange the world they've been cast into. Their hope is that the train would help them avoid this, the line of cars to the Polish border. So those people are moving on foot down towards the border with Poland, but it's another 20 kilometers from where we are at the moment. We just need to move out of the way and let more people pass us here. They're coming. And constant procession of people.
In the east, no good to the people who are standing around me who want to get west as fast as they can, away from what they fear will be the advance of the Russians. And there are thousands of people along this platform.
See, let me go back there. There's a shot there. That's probably a Nigerian or some African, another African guy is there. Watch this.
However they arrive at the border, this slow...
There are thousands of people.
Yeah, the guy here, you see, that's an African there. And there might be one or two. And they are stranded. Our government is doing nothing to help them in Ukraine.
Along this platform.
Oh, there's no proper plan.
Can any train possibly take the number of people who are here? It seems very, very doubtful. There's an air of desperation. It's quiet, desperation, but no less.
See, again,
for that.
another black guy there. Put it again. Go again. So
along this platform.
Is that the same guy?
Can any train possibly take the number of people who are here? It seems very, very doubtful. There's an air of desperation.
There you go. See? That's probably another Nigerian there. And this is what I'm saying. We need to separate from this contraption. We have to go for self-determination. We have the resources. The picture you see behind me are the resources in our land. We are blessed beyond compare. It's time to stand up for our people and for the coming generation. Let's listen to a bit more before I wrap it up.
Desperation, but no less real for that.
See that now?
The train to Poland arrived.
Look at that.
This is hard to credit, to believe in the Europe of 2022. People are just crushing all around me, trying to get onto these trains. A woman, a young mother with a baby, they're screaming because everyone's getting crushed.
This is not the result of any accident. It was created by Mr. Putin's deliberate choice. And it is they who must carry the burden. Fergal Keane, BBC News, Lviv.
Well, as we heard in Fergal's report, most people...
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll probably be back. I'm probably going to be spending as much time as I can on the broadcast on Kiev and Ukraine and Russia at some point. But our focus remains Look, we've been under war footing, under war, undeclared war for years in that contraption. And to have any elections in a place where people are being killed daily is insane. It is utterly insane. And we need to clamor for self-determination, that we cannot have any elections, nothing in our land in the south. We are being killed and being displaced. And Fulani, the borders are open in the north, our borders are closed in the south. That is unfair and unjust. And we need to clamor for that together. We need to work together as Middle Belt, Southwest, Southeast. We must work together. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning or later on in the day. Thanks for watching. You're watching Citizen AY. On Oduduwa TV Radio also. I thank you. Muki Bobo Yinyo. Konisuwa Konurewa. Ashe Fun Alashe Dumare. Atuma Kwadawa. But we need to continue to raise the level of awareness. But I want you to know, any election that takes place, any of the aspirants in the South, they are going to be tricked. Because, you know, thank you, Waris Jinodu. Any aspirant, Southern aspirant, they will be tricked. Because the Fulanis, the Governor El Rufai and others, they will pick a Southerner. They will campaign for the Southerner. But the systems and all the plans that they have in place is to make sure of one thing, that the Fulani man will be the president of that contraption. You heard the General Abiy said it. They can conceive that the next president of Nigeria will be a Boko Haram. That's a Fulani. That's all I need to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, we mustn't relent. We need to go forward. Self-determination is our right, and we have to go for referendum. We need to work together. Middle Belt, Southwest, Southeast. Enough of the fighting each other. We need to work together and remove ourselves from contraption Nigeria. The resources in our land here that you see behind me is evidence that we will make it on our own. And we can, and we can show it. We have to do this for the coming generation. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, and Oduduwa TV Radio. Thank you very much.